Okay, well, welcome to After Lunch. Ottawa may be small, but we're mighty. We want you to know that. We are the smallest of the cities that is going to present this afternoon. But we know by the end of the day, we're the best, so it's okay. It's okay, you're all great. We're all great. So last year we were here and borrowed from some cities, so we're excited about what all of you are doing and hope you could borrow some of our ideas too. This year we implemented a light bright we borrowed from Providence, great for them. They did that at the museum, and we used that in City Hall. And we also did some play pods along our trails from Pierce, South Dakota. I have with me today the Mayor, Linda Reed, our chair of our play task force, Fonda Rose. We have not a Parks and Rec department, we have a park department. And so we have Doug Reinert, our park superintendent, and then we have a recreation commission, and our director of that, Tommy Sink. The four of us, excluding the mayor, are on the play task force. So we are going to go straight to a video because our special guest that we wanted to bring was on the list of no fly. So sorry about that, but we're going to go straight to our video.
The City of Ottawa's bold goal is to decrease alcohol and drug use in teens by 8% by the year 2020. Here with me to discuss this bold goal are some special guests.
And I will keep things in the video moving quickly by ringing this when things get boring. You're welcome.
Let's start with the esteemed Mayor of Ottawa, Linda Reed. What is one thing you think makes Ottawa great?
We have 13,000 terrific citizens who work together with their neighbors and their communities to make this a better place to live.
Name one way the citizens of Ottawa have worked together.
Well, they volunteer together to build new parks and to work on existing parks, and together with the City of Ottawa, we've been designated for the 5th consecutive year as a Playful City.
Chief Butler, do local teens make bad choices?
We do have teens that could be making better choices in terms of alcohol and drug usage rates. According to the data,
what can we do about this?
I love the idea of the community focusing on this issue through construction of a new teen area, along with other programs and education to encourage our teens to make better choices.
I am here with one of these unruly teens.
Whoa. I'll handle this one. Jacob, how many beers did you have for breakfast this morning?
None.
Franklin, seriously? Try and be a bit more professional. But some teens do, right?
Drink beer for breakfast? I don't know. But teens do drink alcohol, and I think it's a problem.
All right, Jacob. Hit the bricks.
You said I could have one of these?
I never said that. Stay off the booze, punk.
Fonda Rose, you're part of the Play Task Force. What do you want to do for teens in Ottawa?
We want to create a place for teens to hang out.
Don't teens already have a bunch of places to hang out? I see them all the time under the Main Street Bridge, or spray painting behind the grain elevator.
Well, Franklin, we want to create a place that's safe for them. We want to create a place that's out in the public where they can have fun and socialize and be with their friends. We want to give them a skate park, basketball courts. If you've ever seen the show American Ninja Warriors, we want to make some of the climbers that challenging so that it's something fun for them, whether we have like zip lines and slack lines as well. We want to give them a safe place to hang out, an alternative to having a party where there might be drugs or alcohol to tempt them.
How can people help?
Just by coming together as a community to just help build it, whether it's through donations or whether it's through your time.
Carlos, think fast. Dodgeball.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you. When we heard the word creative, of course, we went right to Franklin. We are in Franklin County. So Franklin is our representative of our whole area and promotes all activities and things that are going on and has promoted things we've done like Play Day. So that was our go-to person. Unfortunately, someone said, is he coming? No, sorry. Again, no fly list for him. We are having a two-part kind of a question. We've read The Overprotective Child from the Atlantic Monthly. I don't know how many people have seen that. So we have sort of this need, of course, with teens, the Too Cool for School group, to be challenging, risky, and changing. And we'd love feedback on that. And yet not so risky that people start saying we're doing something wrong with that. So that's kind of what we'd love to hear input on if there's something like that, how to make it just the place to be.
And
over
then,
and over again.
and as the panelists, as you think about feedback to that question and other ideas that might come to mind, I'll ask you actually to stand up, to remember to stand up so that we could catch your comments on camera. And I think that was a wonderful question that you asked in terms of how do we make it actually engaging for teens? And maybe there's another question there additionally, was how do you even engage teens, maybe to even be part of the planning process, to imagine what the space looks like? So I'll pass it over to Dr. Pruitt first to see if you have a reaction.
Thanks. No, this was one of my favorite ones when I was reading through it. I've got 17, 15, and 10-year-olds. Keeping them busy has been our motto. So, yeah, we put them in everything, and between scouts and cross country and plays and drums and all this other good stuff. So this is a great concept. My thoughts when I was doing it, and it's kind of within the question, is put teens in charge. Give them ownership of this park in such a way that they're the development council. They actually have to run the thing. It sounds like you're not a huge town, but challenging them to challenge each other to figure out how to make this work, to me is the best way to move forward with this. Now, obviously, some adult supervision. You're going to need the parks to be helping keep it up, but have them come up with the ideas that says what are the new additions. One of the things about the parkour, which I love because I was talking about my 10-year-old who thinks he's a parkour expert from watching American Ninja Warrior and climbs on the outside of the chair rails or the staircase and jumps onto the couches all the time. Seriously, that's 3 floors up. Dude, we got to work on this. He's only broken 1 so far, but not a bone. So, but so what kind of space that evolves? So the parkour course, stuff that's not just we're going to build it once and be done with it. Mm-hmm. So getting them to think about how they can continue to challenge themselves that way. But this was a great idea. The drawings. I mean, to be able to build something like that. But then how do you bring the community in? What kind of adult, supervision or adult leadership? Do you have, gym and fitness instructors who can come out and run, a weekend competition on the park? I mean, these kind of things, but that, I don't know what the prizes and things are for something like that, but just the pride and ownership of saying, I did it and I conquered the course, huge opportunity for you guys. Thanks.
Great, thanks.
Great.
I would say, I should have said on the thing, we just floated a survey to our high school. Every member of our high school got the survey because they have tablets. 190 kids have already responded. 75 of them wrote comments and suggestions, which is what we're really celebrating. So,
That's wonderful.
And we have a population of about 650 at our high school.
Wow, that's amazing.
What else?
Fan, did you have any comments?
So I absolutely agree with what's been said, but I wanted to broaden it too. With young adults and teenagers, they say, and we say, not about me, without me. That's the principle that you're working on. But I would remind us all that it's the same way with families, right, in the communities. So what we're asking from a pediatric perspective is every, quote, medical home, and we could talk about that for a long time, have a family advisory group that's not just in name, but part of the whole core of the practice. In the same way, when you all are having your meetings, to have the representatives from the communities be a part of it from the beginning is really, really important.
Dr. Lee?
A couple of things. One is, I think, thinking about play and, recreation in the broadest sense, right? What does that mean, right? Is it merely using the equipment at the parks, or can it mean more than that, right? So I think, because, for example, this draws on the idea of being dynamic, right? So that you're continuously doing new things. And I think the only way you can do that is if you don't rely on just one piece of equipment, but rather think about play and sort of different aspects of life that they can become involved in. The other, I guess, is, I'm currently developing an initiative right now with my Director of Youth Initiatives. It's outside of the U.S. It's going to involve cities in Canada and in Brazil. But it'd be really interesting. It's a teen engagement initiative, right? That it's going to be an after-school initiative that engages teens over a continual period to think about how they can help to build play spaces and improve opportunities for health within their communities, right? And it might be really interesting if you guys are interested, because basically these sites are all going to be linked virtually in the programs we run out of New York, where my office is, right? So might be really interesting to see if communities here might be interested in becoming part of that. Like, we don't yet have US cities right now. There's some discussions that have begun, but not with the cities here. So, but in Canadian and Brazilian cities. Thanks.
That's great. Any last comments and say? Okay, then we're going to give a big round of applause for the team from Ottawa and the puppets.